They bought an entire country for just $7.2 million, and they didn't even ask the people living there. The year was 1867. Russia was broke after losing the Crimean War and feared Britain might seize its distant territory, Alaska. So Russia's foreign minister, Eduard de Stockel, met with the U.S. Secretary of State, William H. Seward, in Washington, D.C. They made a deal. The United States would buy Alaska for $7.2 million. That's about 2 cents per acre, a land twice the size of Texas, sold like a clearance item. When the news broke, Americans thought it was a joke. Newspapers called it Seward's folly and Seward's icebox. They said, "Why buy a block of ice full of polar bears?" Even members of Congress mocked Seward for wasting money on a frozen wasteland. But Seward had a vision. He said Alaska would one day be America's Empire of the North. But here's the part no one talks about. The land wasn't empty. It was home to indigenous peoples, the Tlingit, Haida, Yupik, Aleut, and Inupiat, who had lived there for thousands of years. They were never consulted. Their land was sold without their knowledge, their consent, or their signature. To them, it wasn't a purchase. It was a theft. For years after the deal, nothing much happened. But then, everything changed. In 1896, gold was discovered in the Klondike region near Alaska's border with Canada. Thousands rushed north in what became known as the Klondike Gold Rush. Later came oil, fish, and timber, billions of dollars worth of natural resources. The land everyone once laughed at became one of the most valuable places on Earth. By the 20th century, Alaska became strategically important during World War II and the Cold War. In 1959, it officially became the 49th state of the United States. Today, its oil reserves and natural beauty make it worth trillions, not millions. But that wealth came with a cost: loss of indigenous land, environmental damage, and generations of displacement. What started as a small business deal became one of the biggest land transfers in human history. Russia sold it to survive. America bought it to expand. And the people who lived there paid the price. They call it America's best deal. But maybe it's also one of history's quietest tragedies.